Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back, my divine masculine and my divine feminine, into the Sunday reading. And this reading is going to be with you in this collective twin flame connection for the next 7 days, right here, okay? So we'll check your energies, divine masculines, energies here on the table, guys. And we'll see what it is that my spirit will have to tell us for the next 7 days in here with regards to this twin flame connection and the divine masculines part of the story in here, okay? All right. Now, before I begin, guys, let me tell you, I've got the tea leaf here, and there are three of them right here, which is the first one is talking about cat or a two-faced friend. Now, this is somebody I feel is within his collective environment, somebody he knows, or somebody who is a part of his clan or group or tribe, right? But he's discovering something about the situation here. That with whoever he has been interacting or has considered his best friend or a friend in need or anything of that kind, has not really been honest about a situation with this man in here. Okay, so it's clearly talking about somebody in his life who could be two-faced. So it could be that whoever he has been interacting with has shown him a different picture, whereas now he's discovering something else in that place, right? In that friend or in that place or in that particular situation, right? So the next card talks about scale. So it's saying keep your life in balance because this could be upsetting him, right? Something that he has discovered could possibly push him out of balance. So that's why they are telling him that keep your life in balance because this person could even cause you harm, whoever it is. Okay, and the next card is Arrow, which is saying you are on the right path regarding some aspect in your life. So there is something that you will have to work towards, and you will be, because you will go on the right path, which is going to be your decision or whatever that you are thinking in yourself, but something that you need to get away from this situation of this two-faced kind of a personality in your life is what more so I'm getting, right? So you have to be very aware to keep your life in balance because it could be that this person or this situation could cause you harm, whoever it is. Okay, so that's why they are saying keep your life in balance and move towards your path, which you will be regarding some aspects in your life. So, some decision that needs to be taken is very, very important in here to move this person into the right place or into the right track in here. Now, with the wisdom card, guys, we get the tribe, right? Which is essentially talking about discovering qualities that you share with one another in here, right? And also with those you don't share those qualities, both ways. So this could be the situation here, right? See, because there are times when you follow and the other person leads, whoever it is, and times when you lead and the other follows. So it could be that somebody here was leading this man and he was the follower. So now it's time for him to lead, which he will do, and the others to follow. You know, this card is all about learning to dance in balance between him and somebody else. So accepting the truth is very important, that everyone has flaws in themselves. It's a part of the dance. Yet you're also being asked to be aware of the dynamics that you don't want repeated. You don't want it to be repeated, right? So what they are telling him is, you are in the perfect place to make changes in order to experience the best version of who you can be together with you, divine feminine. Okay, so it is very, very clear message in here for this man, that right now what I'm getting, guys, that he was following somebody. He was following somebody's advice. He was following somebody's guidelines, whoever it can be, right? But now he's discovering that no, he has to be the leader. He has to take the initiative and he has to lead. Because that's when the situation of the tribe can come together between the both of you, between two of you. Because tribe is talking also as a part of your collective, right? It's a part of your collective. Now the next part is co-create, guys, which is talking about connections of the heart, right? Connections of the heart. Sorry, excuse me, I forgot this one. Connections of the heart, right? To inspire you, opening up to new ideas that you have never come to terms with on your own. You know, but they're telling him to keep his heart open and be happy that he has done that. Because not every solution or every problem is going to be a part of him. It's going to be in the collective. So both you guys will have to work together in here. Okay? So to co-create something, in order to co-create something in the situation of love, it is to keep your heart open and work towards each other. Work towards each other. It's very, very important at this point in time. That is the message that, you know, it is good that you are the leader. You're perhaps walking out or moving out of a situation that you have recently discovered. Maybe that somebody who you have trusted in your life is not the person you would like to be with anymore, right? And you have to take the position of your leadership to keep your life in balance and move in the right path, which to a large extent will resolve a lot of problems in his life, because it's going to take him in the right direction wherever he is to wherever he is now moving into, right? But in the collective part of the story, with the tribe, they're saying that it's time for you to know that people could be different. Like you, divine feminine, could be different than him. You could have your flaws, he could have his flaws, right? Both of you guys can have your individual flaws in here. But at the same time, it is important to be flexible, to be understanding, to nurture each other, to create that collective environment that you want to create over here, keeping your heart open towards one another at this point in time. Very, very important message, guys. Very important message here. Okay, so that co-creation can happen is only when both you people can really come together and start rebuilding something in your life, keeping your heart open. Like whatever you do, that's what they're saying, that whatever you're planning to do or you're going to do should come from your heart. Not that one is forcing the other or somebody is under pressure. No, that's not going to work. You whatever decision, whatever things that is going to happen now in this collective will have to happen because both you guys want it to happen from your heart, right? It is as simple as that. So the collective is that part of the story that they're talking about in here, guys, that it is very, very important for both of you here to understand that there is some situation in his life that he has discovered very, very recently, I'm getting, maybe a while back, but it could be anything. But it is about a situation, guys, in the collective as well, for this man in here. Somebody in the collective, like I said, could be a friend, could be a relative, could be anybody in his life who possibly was not giving him the right advice towards the situation with you, Divine Feminine, in this collective. So now he is going to take that initiative here, is what I'm getting, to follow his own direction in life, to understand that he has to be the leader in order to bring the whole situation in the right place in here. Okay, because definitely there is a part of co-creation. And you will discover in time, that both you guys will discover in time, that you're happy that you have both kept your heart open to this understanding of one another in order to create back something beautiful in your life that needs to happen here. Okay, that will create back a lot of stability in your life. That will bring back probably a lot of good people around you once again as well, right? So something that will nurture the both of you, nurture the Divine Feminine in return for love that both you guys have for each other in this journey of love as well, right? So it is what it is, guys. So that's why they're saying that you have to be open to receiving ideas from one another now, right? Receiving ideas, not blocking yourself, not going through an ego battle here. Not playing mind games here with one another, but being very loving, honest, and truthful in your own possible way. To know that both you guys deserve the best and that you all can create the best for one another in the situation with a lot of love. With a lot of love, guys. So it is a good message in here for sure. It is a very, very nice message in here from my spirit towards this Divine Masculine in this collective here, guys, because there is a lot of wisdom also that is going to work between the two of you in this co-creation to bring back a lot of stability. Because see, again, the collective part of the story with the tribe is completely talking about some new additions as members in your team, right? Expanding yourself towards other people you possibly don't know or he possibly doesn't know from your side. Could be anything for anybody, right? But it is a situation, guys, that demands a lot of understanding in here as well. As well. Because something that, like I said, that's something he is coming to terms with in here in regards to his own understanding that, he has to keep his life in balance because there are not too many good people around him. It could be one person or it could be a group of people, doesn't matter, but somebody who can do harm in his life with regards to upsetting his balance. And that is probably the reason why, this tribe is showing up in here, guys, which is talking about a part of the karma with card number 8 as well. Because 8 to me is all about karma or karmic situation, right? So maybe you guys have not been able to create that tribe because you haven't shared things with one another, right? Maybe it was just him following you or you following him. But it is an acceptance part of the story as well, accepting both of you as you guys are in your life with your flaws in place. Not everything is perfect with you, like I said, not everything is perfect with him either. But both of you will have to come to a place of your own understanding to create that moment of peace and serenity in your life as well in this situation. Because you start off, guys, with the star card here. Yeah. So clearly, it's talking about a situation that is changing. There is a lot of things in the 5D that is changing as well between the two of you, right? Where that mindset you previously had with regards to one another would also be changing during this course in time. Well, like I said, where you will learn that not everything is right with you, not everything is right with the other person as well. But somewhere in between, there has to be a place of your own vision in life, your own understanding towards a situation, right? Where the moon card appears, guys, but it's talking about a karmic path towards you, divine feminine, in here, right? Or it also could be talking about your past life karma that has been tied up with you, divine feminine, over here. So clearly, both of you guys were meant to be with each other, and it had already been decided. Your fate had already decided the story long before you even eventually had met with one another here, right? So, where this miracle is now happening in regards to your connection in here between the two of you, okay? Where things are coming into place or things will come back into place with regards to your acceptance of one another's flaw as well, as well, right? So, because like I said, the situation had already existed a long time before. Like I think I said once that not you had taken the initiative to get into this twin flame journey, nor did he take the initiative to come into this twin flame journey. This was already initiated. This was already initiated, and that is the reason what he is doing now, guys. He is trying he is trying to understand you better, because he's realized somewhere, like I said, that you have flaws, he has flaws. Both you guys have your set of flaws. But the part of the dance over here is to accept one another the way you are, without any judgment, or without judging one another or being critical of one another in any kind of situation. Because that is a part of the collective that will evolve as you realize. And that is the reason he is in observation of what you are doing now. Divine Feminine. Right? How happy you are feeling. What is that you want from him now? What is that you are asking from him now? Right? Because this is what he wants to give you. He wants to bring back the Nine of Cups in here for you. That earlier he could have also been greedy about, and possibly you didn't like it. Right? And you will be kind of, see, that is why he is observing you, because he's not sure that when he gives you that wish fulfillment part of the story, right? Excuse me, the dreams that he has in this connection, he doesn't know whether you will trust what he has to say. That is a problem. Because you might think that he's still wearing a mask. You might think that he's not telling you the truth, though he has handed you over the ninth cup, right? But you still might be feeling a little bit iffy about the whole situation. And that is why, before he does anything here with you towards this part of the story in the collective, he's kind of trying to assure himself that you will understand him, or that you will believe him. So he too is balancing himself, he too is tempering himself, because the Star card clearly talks about a whole lot of rejuvenation that is happening in this part of the story towards your, as well as in the collective part of the story in this twin flame journey, right? So there is a lot of awakening, lot of rejuvenation, lot of understanding in the story with regards to the star, lot of vision that is coming back into shape. Maybe he is also going through moments of psychic dreams, psychic vision, right? He could also be having dreams about the both of you, or about somebody in his life who is leading his path towards the direction that he now needs to follow. It could be anything for anybody here, right? Okay. But at the same point, there is a lot of destiny at play in here, guys. A lot of destiny at play in here. And this is where his understanding is completely changing. That he has to move the whole situation from where it has been stuck before, right? Where the wheel has not moved before, where both of you now has to push the wheel together in order to now make things happen. And this is something that he is realized, or he has been realizing, or will be realizing, that both of you guys will have to come together in order to recreate this tribe or this destiny part of the story in here. In here. Because this is not just by himself, it has to be between the two of you. Because what you have with him and he has with you is a past life connection, guys. 100% a past life connection here, right? And that is something that he has realized or will be realizing. And you too, about the whole situation, you too would know about it. Maybe both of you guys will have some kind of dreams towards one another, in understanding one another better, or telepathically knowing that this situation is connected with your past life situation in here. And that is exactly, he knows. He will know. He will also know the fact, guys, what I'm also getting. Then his understanding about the situation with you, Divine Feminine, is becoming very, very clear. A. B part of the story is that he might not have enough in his pocket by himself, but at the same time, he is trying to see what he can do in order to make as much as resources available to him that he can possibly collect within the span in time in here. So he is working on his some kind of resources in here, guys, right? Where he's thinking about this situation with you, where there is a lot of connection between the two of you that possibly could also be motivating him to now work and look at his choices and decisions, resources, all that he now has to work for himself. So he's kind of looking at this whole story here, guys. He's thinking about the whole story and what he can do now in order to bring things back into its normal state of affairs. In the 3D. From the past life 5D connection, what can he do now? And he is definitely taking a little bit of a minute in here, guys, is what I'm getting, before he comes forward to accept you and accept all your responsibilities towards the situation here. So, it is that situation where he is kind of balancing back himself, allowing you to take time for yourself, observing what you are doing in your life as well. How much of love is that you're still holding for him or because he now wants to move forward, right? So before he does that, he is going to work on a plan in here with regards to resources that he has to collect in his life now. And second part of the story, guys, is that before he comes forward and takes all your responsibilities on his shoulder, he will have to know if you are ready for that same situation as well, to trust what he has to say to you now, or will be telling you now, or wants to tell you now. Because like I said, this 9 of Cups is the situation he wants with you, but he's not sure if you're going to believe him now. That is the problem. Yeah. So he's clearly thinking about how he can come forward to you. Because somewhere you have got hurt in the past with regards to this wish fulfillment, because he could have, denied that accountability and responsibility towards you, which you have seen, divine feminine. So that is the reason why you could be a little bit skeptical of the whole situation here. If he comes and tells you that, both you guys are ready to nurture the collective part of the story, so you could be a little bit iffy about the whole situation. So that is the reason why he now has to be the leader. Like I said, that somebody over here has to lead. So he knows he has to lead now, because you will not be leading and you will follow him. But the thing about it is that he has to convince you. He has to definitely convince you with his emotions, love, understanding, compassion, to build back the whole story here. And that is exactly what he is thinking, because if he just comes forward and gives you a new story about this entire part of the collective to say, oh, I'm ready, you just won't believe him. You know what I mean? Like, you might even kind of have that question mark on your face, like, what happened in here? Kind of a situation. So he's clearly thinking about the whole situation here, guys. What he now can do towards this entire part of the story. Let's look at the tribe here. That he has to take the lead in order to play the role of the leader here. Yeah. Yeah, he has to be, because he has to take you out. He has to introduce you to his friends or you to your friends. Both of you guys can be free as bird, roaming around, talking around, moving around without any kind of problems or adversaries, right? So he wants to be free with you. You have to be free. Both of you guys will have to open up and create back this collective environment in your life in here. Of course, keeping your heart open towards one another. But there is a whole lot of freedom that both you guys want from some situation here that had been holding you back in the past collective part of the story as well, right? Where he possibly was not able to allow you to be there in front of his friends, or you bringing him home, or both you guys interacting socially outside your premises, wherever you guys are, going for a vacation, taking a trip, doing whatever fun stuff you want to do in your life with a lot of freedom. So, but at the same point in time, he knows that in order to create that happiness, in order to create that situation, he will have to take on the responsibility towards the story here with you. He has to be accountable for what he does with you from now on. What is the compromise you guys are going to come up with one another in order to allow him to accept back his responsibility and accountability towards this journey with you? Excuse me. Right? But he's ready to do that now. He's getting ready to do that. He's definitely thinking about it. He's definitely giving it a hard thought with his money part of the story as well. But at the same time, he knows that if he just comes forward and tells you the entire thing, you might not believe him. You really might not be very happy about the whole situation because earlier you have seen a different kind of a person, right? So you wouldn't know what is the truth and what is the lie. What if he is wearing a mask? What if he is kind of just making you feel happy about the whole situation and then taking off in the path he wants to take off, right? So it could be anything that you could be thinking about the whole situation. So that is where he is also a little bit in jeopardy because he knows that in order to turn the whole situation, he will now have to take the correct initiative and action in order to make you happy, in order to convince you first that he is ready for it. He is ready to bring back this whole situation in the right possible way towards you or in this journey of love, right? Yeah, because see, clearly, yeah, clearly there has been people in his life, this two-faced friend, right? Clearly there has been people in his life, whoever it is in the collective part of his story, guys, has not been very open. Though he could have been open, but they have not been open. And they had been working behind his back. It also could be that, right? Which is where, hold on, guys. Yeah, they could have been giving him wrong advices. Some of them could have been even taking him out to meet other people, to meet other ladies. It can be anything for anyone, guys, or have parties and fun with other people. So that kind of situation had created trouble between the two of you as well in here, or has created trouble. I'm going to find out more about the situation here, guys. But, this is something about a situation with people in the collective here. They could be his old friends, old tribe, anybody who had possibly been wearing this two faced part of the story with him, which he didn't know. And he had been sharing everything with them as well. Well, some of them could have been either dating other people and possibly had even, taken him out on a date with them to meet other girls or other women or whoever it is that they possibly have in their life too. Whoever it is in this collective. Hold on a second. This is interesting. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, somebody over here, guys, had been really bad with this man here. Wow. They had been, whoever it is, had been leading him onto a different direction in his life. In his life. That is completing, guys. Because somewhere he has realized a part of the truth here. That whatever they had been doing or showing him, like I said, some of them had been giving him false hopes, false advices. Some of them had been playing around with other women behind him or in his presence too, where he was also dragged to a party to meet other women or friends or whoever it is that these people have in their life, right? So he was being taken on a different track altogether. Now, this is for somebody. I'm not, it could, it could very well not resonate with everybody here. But this is a situation that he had in his collective, right? He had in his collective group is ending. And that collective group could be from his childhood friends, his adulthood friends. It could be anybody that he was interacting with. That situation is completing because there is something he has discovered about those people here. And that's why probably he was distracted with you as well, Divine Feminine. He was not able to give you the love. Because it very well could be that there were other women who were there in his life, that these people were taking him onto. And at that point, he was feeling very happy, maybe, right? That he had something more to do. I'm not saying that in a bad way, right? But what I'm trying to say is that just having fun, right? But the fun part of the story is when he's realized that that collective group is not the right group. That's why it's talking about two-faced friend. Yeah, these people had been wearing masks, they had been hiding themselves behind their own true cover, but they had been leading this man onto a different path altogether. They didn't want this journey to happen, whoever it is. And that is where he is realized. He is realized because this love has suffered in here, where now the whole situation again is returning back into shape and form and restarting because he has discovered the truth and he is happy to let that situation go. Yeah, and if he is in a karmic relationship, maybe those people were leading him onto the karmic situation and not leading him onto you, right? And that is where he has discovered that he now has to restart the whole journey with you totally fresh because this is a part of the problem that he now is changing himself into being a better version of himself as well, guys. Of himself as well too, right? Where he is learning to trust his dreams, learning to take a step forward, learning to take that leap of faith in his life without any tensions, any baggage, anything that he doesn't want to hold on anymore in his life with regards to this past collective situation here. Yeah, because that is why he wants to create a new collective here, guys, because he's getting rid of the old third party collective situation here. Yeah. Yeah, see, where there has been lot of falsities in the life that he has lived in, or with the people he has lived in. It could be his marriage, it could be his commitment with the person, because this group of people had been leading him, had been misleading him, whoever it is. And that is why this group of people, this lot of people around here, right, this kind of people had been very ambitious towards their own story, where he by himself had not been able to give birth or nurture the true quality of what he has for himself in his life. And he was probably too busy interacting with other people who were trying to pull his attention away, but there was something that he knew was not right, in this group here, in this commitment, in this marriage. This is more so I'm getting of the third party situation that he's coming to terms with in here, guys. A lot to do with third party situation here. And they were draining him of his qualities in life. They were draining him of his abundance, of his prosperity, of his money, of his health, of his wealth as well. They were probably having fun, eating at his expense, right? Going on a trip on his expense, doing anything with his money, his wealth, his health, where he was not able to bring back his own stuff in the right possible way with you, or he had stopped you because these people were in the way of you coming forward here as well, Divine Feminine. They were stopping you from coming forward into his life. So they were trying to show him that, oh, we are good here, we are having a lot of fun, we are having a good time, you don't need anybody else in your life, right? So that probably was the reason that he was not being able to bring you back into his life as well, Divine Feminine. Yeah, there is a lot of people. Yeah, it's a lot of third party situation I'm getting in this reading, guys. Yeah, the Hierophant and the Devil. See, that is what he knows. He knows that these people were nothing but had devil energy in them, whoever it is in the collective he has. Yeah, they were the group of people, they were whoever it is, his friends, his colleagues, his co workers, his family, his extended family, whoever it is, guys, has been sitting in that devil energy. And this is the information he is receiving all or will receive. And that is the reason it is important for him to keep his heart open towards a new co-creation with you, Divine Feminine, because he definitely is processing or will receive information about this third party situation and hear more so what I'm getting in this reading, guys. Yeah. And somebody will be telling him the truth about the situation. He will learn about it from somebody else. From somebody else of whatever has been happening in this third party situation here in his own collective part of the story, guys. Somebody will tell him exactly what has been happening in here and what he now needs to do with you in order to move forward towards a different part of the story in the collective with you. Yeah. There is a lot of third party energy he is trying to break away from, guys. And because of this situation, he was also resisting. He had a lot of resistance towards you as well, because he was at that moment, he was kind of nurturing his temptation and resistance towards the third party he already had, right? Which today he's coming to the point of his understanding that this is not the situation he possibly wanted in his life, right? So he needs to keep his heart open towards this co-creation here, guys. He needs to keep his heart open in order to reconnect with you in here and make amends and make amends with his words and actions towards you that you're waiting to receive back from him in here, towards bringing back the stability in both your lives in here, guys. You know, where the journey is going to restart once again, and you're waiting to hear back the story from him towards this new situation of a new journey that needs to restart over here in this collective part of the story, the twin flame, right? And you got the high priestess. You know it's going to happen. You're aware of that. It could be a secret. You're not talking or he's not talking. But this is something that is going on in this collective when he's coming to terms with his own understanding about what situation has developed in here and why he was not able to move before. And this is a situation that he will be told by somebody who really likes him, who understands him, and who really cares for him. And this is a hammer that will be like, the hammer that goes on the head when suddenly you're like, oh shoot, I didn't think about this situation before, right? And that is where the whole story will come back, because somebody will be clearly talking about this. There will be a communication between two people towards this truth in here of what he has been doing for so long in his part of the story and why he couldn't move towards you, where he needed to keep his heart open or will need to keep his heart open in order to restart this journey with you and co-create back that existence of being together with both of you. So there is a lot of information that is going to be coming to him that he will process. He will take time a little bit to process, guys, because it apparently looks to me that he's leaving something behind, right? Whatever that he had not been able to nurture before with you, yeah, and move forward towards a different part of the understanding that both you guys have that capability of manifesting this beautiful journey once again. In this story, there will be the stubborn moment, the epiphany, the aha moment that will come up in here, that will allow this person to understand his fault of what he has done and what the others have done towards his part of the story here as well too, right? So this situation, guys, is definitely going through a period of transition, like I told you before as well, in bits and pieces. So it is time, but like, see, again, the bottom of the deck in here says mending. So what they're telling is you have come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you have to move forward, right? Because both of you, whether you guys are in separation or togetherness, both of you guys are experiencing a lot of hurt effects that is impacting everything in your daily life as well. So this energy needs to be cleared. So what can you do to bridge this gap? Closing the heart is not your answer, obviously not your answer, right? So you have the power to heal this wound and ask yourself, what would love do here? Only good will come out of forgiveness and the reset of a path towards your honesty here. So that is where the situation is building up, guys, because he's realizing here that there has been a lot of dishonesty in him that has been invoked by other people, right? And that he has followed. He has been following something in his life. Today he's realizing was not the right path. What is the Star, King of Sword, and the Wheel has to talk about here, please? Yeah. So he is addressing that part of the story to move towards a different situation, to clear some aspect of his life in here with you, Divine Feminine. Let's look at the Star, the King of Sword, and the Wheel. Trickery here. Trickery. Either he has tricked you or or he has been tricked. Right? There has been a lot of trickery here. And what I'm getting is people have tricked him. Others have tricked him here. Let's look at the tribe and the Six of Wands here. From where he now wants a complete victory, guys. Others have tricked him into believing that this journey is not for him, that he cannot do it. Yeah, see, mysticism. There is a lot of secret that is still hidden. Grief. Yeah, there is a lot of grief, but there is a lot of things that is also coming back to life. He's getting to understand a lot of things behind this grief part of the story with this trickery as well, where he is learning a lot of things in here about himself as well. Where a lot of things had been undercovered is a resurfacing here. What about the Four of Wands, the Empress, and the Five of Wands here? Gratitude, yeah. So see, he's coming back to terms with you guys. He's learning to understand and feeling grateful and in gratitude of you still being there for him. After all that has been going on in this journey. Right here. You know, in spite of all the trickery and everything, right? He's learning to understand that you're still there with him, which is by itself feeling a lot more grateful and in gratitude towards himself as well, towards you as well. Let's look at the Ace of Swords, the Two of Wands, and the Knight of Swords here. There are a lot of things he didn't understand before, especially from his collective part of the story, guys. Yeah, service. Yeah, he's moving towards something that he now wants to be happy, see growth. Growth. Let's look at this mysticism here once before I wind up here. Please talk to me about the card of mysticism. Where he might have been hiding you before from people in general, guys. Not allowing you to be seen with him or you with him, whatever the situation could be, right? from where he's looking at a complete freedom towards the situation. Yeah, soulmate, see? He's learning to understand who you are, guys. He's learning to understand who you are. This is a whole thing that has been tricked here. There has been a lot of trickery here towards this situation before. Let's look at the service here. He didn't understand who you were to him. What is this service talking about? He's definitely moving towards something that he would love to do in his life. He's probably, he's perfecting something, some kind of skill, some kind of ambition. He's looking at a new project. He's looking at something that would make him feel happy in his life, right? So he's working on that and he has faith that he can make that happen, really. What is this card of gratitude here? Isolation and victim. Yeah, see? He has learned a lot of lesson from this gratitude part of the story too. And he is grateful that they have also, whoever it is, have also taught him a lesson in his understanding. Isolation and victim, where today he is coming to the point of his realization that whatever has happened here, he is grateful and in gratitude that you are still holding on to him in spite of him being in that state of trickery that has completely put him through isolation and in the victim part of the story, which is the perception and understanding of the facade in here. Bittersweet memories and release. Yeah, he's releasing a lot of things in here, guys, that earlier he knows he had gone wrong with. This is the perception with the hanged man here. Yeah. It's a new change of perception and understanding in his life in here as well, guys. That it's time to forgive and mend the situation here because a lot of things have gone completely wrong in here as well. In regards to you, because he failed to understand who you were. He really failed to understand the entire story of this mystic quality in the soulmate relationship that he had or has with you, and did not realize and had been doing a complete part of the job was different in here. And that is where people in the collective have been leading him into a totally different area of his life that today he is coming to terms with, understanding, receiving all the information and knowing and seeing the picture from an entirely different perspective in his life as well, guys. Okay, so this is what the story is for this coming week in here, guys. Enjoy this reading until we see you once again. Till then, goodbye, God bless, Khuda Hafiz, and Namaste.